Hi, everyone. It's Jane McLeod here live with you on this great Thursday afternoon. So, leaders traditionally spend 92% of their time running around, chasing their tails, and dealing with the behaviors of others. Well, what if you taught your frontline employees how to deal with behaviors that they encounter themselves? So, peer to peer conflict resolution, peer to peer direct dialogue is what we refer to it as. What if you never had to solve another problem that wasn't super high level and actually something that was considered your job, right? Because here's the deal, right? You are the monkey in the middle. So, leaders seem to have this idea that they are problem solvers. They are. That they are decision makers. They are. They're great decision makers. That they have all the answers. Usually they do. They're great communicators, but they're not the only ones that can solve problems, that can make decisions, that have all the answers, right? And so you get into this habit, especially when you first take over a new group of people who are coming to you, and the last leader didn't solve any problems, and now I'm going to tell you all 52 things that I think should have been done the entire time, right? And you're like, "Oh, okay." So you want to be friendly, you want to be approachable, you want to be seen as a problem solver and a great decision maker. So you say, bring it on, baby, let's go, right? But it's never a small thing. It's never a, hey, Jane, can you twist this light bulb for me, right? The light bulb breaks in my hands and I have to figure out what kind it was so that I can order a new one. It's somebody else's job to twist the light bulbs and then I get, grieved by the union. I mean, name it. Things happen, problems happen, right? So it's a double whammy because it, most often becomes bigger. Whereas if the person had just solved the problem themselves, made the decision themselves, was empowered enough to just move forward and do it themselves and tell you about it later, God, I love those people. Then your life is a lot better, right? Your life is a lot better. So the advice that we have for you is to coach people. We refer to it as informal direct dialogue, where you coach people to provide a compliment that lasts and sticks and causes behavior change, as well as do call outs. All right. So, what you're going to say, I know what you're saying right now, Jane, that takes too long. Here's the deal. Rory Vaden, Rory Vaden, great speaker on YouTube. I'll post the link in this at the end of my talk today. So he refers to this as a time multiplier. Like everybody's given the same 24 hours in a day to do their work, right? But what if you could multiply your own time? And what you do today, such as teach someone how to solve a problem on their own, teach someone, coach someone how to resolve conflict, coach someone on how to do a call out, multiplies your time and saves you time later. In other words, what you say no to today, you can open the door up for all the glorious yeses to things that you really should be doing tomorrow, right? Tomorrow. So even though, yeah, and I say you're wrong, right? And you're not here with me in this room, so you can't disagree with me. But, I say you're wrong. I think it does always end up taking you more time to solve the problem yourself because you got to hear both sides of the story. If two employees are having a conflict, you got to do an investigation, you got to ponder it, you got to ruminate on it, you got to maybe go check with HR. Whereas, two people working together shoulder to shoulder could just say, hey, I just noticed that you did this. Did you mean to do that? That's a problem, right? So, way less time for everybody if you're not the monkey in the middle, or if you don't take the monkey, which you've all heard that story from me as well. So coach others to solve their own problems. That's a time multiplier for you. But here's what I also what I want to say to this. You may be coaching one of your employees on solving problems at the lowest possible level with the least amount of paperwork, drama, and bureaucracy. Sue's famous tombstone quote. However, it might be someone they don't know or someone they're afraid of. It might be another leader. It might be a physician or provider. It might be someone who works in another department that's just particularly rude all the time. And employees need to get really good at this, but they might want to start with people they have a relationship with. So to me, this is a staff-wide training, and our friends at Access Community Health Centers in Madison, Wisconsin is doing that in the month of July, where the entire place is getting trained on how you deal with conflict, how you resolve situations between employees, employee to employee, conflict resolution, and direct dialogue, if you will. So what our advice is about this is, and this also comes from Kim Scott and Radical Candor, you have to make sure that you have a relationship with someone, right? That it's a relationship built on respect. It's a relationship built on trust. It's a relationship, maybe it's a friendship, right? Maybe it's a friendship. So make sure people know that you care personally about them before you challenge them directly. That's our I noticed equals I care program as well. Okay. So I noticed this about you, and I care about you, and I care enough to tell you. Okay. So how I would phrase it if I were teaching your employees is, you got to be a bucket filler before you can be a bucket sucker, right? You got to fill other people's buckets before you can just walk around and pointing out to everyone else in the world what they're doing wrong, right? What they're doing wrong. And it takes a certain amount of transparency and being humble as well. So the call to action, book a call with us. We love to talk to people. If you want to know more about our I noticed equals I care program for employee to employee callouts, if you want to hear more about our informal direct dialogue program, if you just want to hear more about all these things that be so central to your leadership, just go to our website, www.capstoneleadership.net. Click on the book a call button, easy peasy, takes you right to our calendar, and we'd be glad to talk this over with you. Thanks, guys. Have a great Thursday.